welcome back. I'm here with another video introducing 2023. Had a really lovely break and time off with my family and friends. I'm super excited to get back into it. Today we're going to be starting off on our sit bones. So I'm going to get you to just come onto a comfortable surface, mat preferable. Let's just line our heels up with our sit bones. We're just going to roll our shoulders over for a moment, nice and long through the back of the neck here. I'm going to float those hands up so they're in line with the shoulder height. Now I really want you to try and lift out of the pelvis in this starting posture. Imagine that we're really growing away from the mat. Extend and lengthen through those fingertips. We're going to roll off our sit bones, coming back until we just get to our tailbone. Now in this position I want to stay really nice and open through the front of the chest, drawing the belly button towards the spine. We're going to start with some tiny little pulses coming full and rocking back into that C curve. So we're trying to keep the rib cage hugging in on itself, like they're trying to give each other a really nice little interlocking handshake. We're staying strong through our legs, and we're just lifting our breastbone forward and then shutting that draw. Lifting forward and shutting that draw. Really drawing the belly button towards the spine. 3, 2, 1. Sink back, hold, palms face down, and we are pulsing. We're going to shift the weight onto our right leg and lift our left leg into a small tabletop. Really focusing on drawing the belly button towards the spine here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and swap. Now if you need to reposition your pelvis because you've lost that C curve, come back up, wrist stack, draw belly button towards the spine, roll off the tailbone, keep the chest proud, lift the right leg, palms face down and pulse. Belly button is drawing to spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Float those legs down. Hands come onto the mat. You're going to lift the chest proud. Straighten through the legs here, pointing the toes. Lift those collarbones up. Breath in here. Breath out. Lift the pubic bone towards the roof, long through the back of the neck. Lowering down with control, tap the sit bones. Inhale, hold. Exhale to tap the buttocks down. Exhale, shoot. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Rise and lift. Long through the back of the neck. Controlling the lowering down. Pointing through the toes here, so we're staying nice and active through the legs. Make sure that we're keeping the shoulders away from the earlobes. So as we lower down towards the mat, we're not collapsing into our shoulders, we're staying lifted and pressing away from the palm. Let's go for 3 more. Last one, inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. Beautiful job. We're going to roll over onto our side here. We're coming onto our forearm. Elbow bent so it's directly underneath the shoulder. Feet are stacked, heels in line with sit bones, knees together. We're going to lift up into a high plank by bringing the pubic bone forward, lifting the waist away from the mat, and hold. Extend that top leg, lift and lower. So we're in a modified side plank here. We're keeping the neck really nice and long. We're drawing our waistline away from the mat. Belly buttons drawing into spine, ribs to hips. Pointing through that top leg. We'll start to feel this working through our bottom glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring the feet together, open and close. So we're in a clam in our high side plank. Modified on the knees. It is so warm here today, so I have all of the windows open. Fan is on if you can hear that whirring in the background. Keep the shoulders away from the ear. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower down. Send that bottom arm long. Coming to side lie. Heels are still in line with sit bones. Hand to the top of the hip. Make sure that we go nice and long with our pelvis there, so drawing towards the heel, lifting the waist away from the mat. From here, we're going to separate our knees and our ankles. We're coming into a side kick. So you're going to point through that top foot as you now lengthen the leg away from your midline, like you're kicking a soccer ball. Now in this side lying position, we're staying lifted through our abdominals, so we're not collapsing and we're not wobbling around everywhere. Nice and long through that top hip. Lengthen through the leg as we kick forward. Breath in to come back. Breath out to lengthen. Breath in to return. Excellent. We're starting to feel that heat building behind that hip bone. Excellent job. And bend. That's it. Let's go for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg straight. Bring that leg now to midline so our heel is in line with our sit bone. Keep nice and relaxed through the upper body, long through that top hip. We're going to trace tiny, tiny circles with that top leg, moving our heel back behind us. That'll want to throw off the balance of your bottom supporting leg. Keep strong through the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bend the knee. Give that hip a little rub. We're going to go straight on to the other side. So just flicking through, rolling over. So you can still see your screen. We're going elbow down, underneath the shoulder joint. Press away from the floor. Heels are in line with sit bones, hand onto the top of the pelvis. We're going to shoot our pubic bone forward, long through the back of the neck. Lengthen our top leg, lifting through that bottom glute, which is already burning, and lift and lower. So by layering these exercises back to back, you're going to feel a little bit of that fatigue from that side that we've just worked. So bear with me. Keep the neck nice and long. Waist lifting away from the mat. Long through that top leg. That's it. Lengthen through, pointing through the toes, growing through that leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, lift and lower, straight into our clam. Now you're really feeling that burning happening with that bottom glute. Keep the shoulders stacked on each other. Belly button drawing to spine. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower down. Send that bottom arm long. Ear resting onto the bicep. Heels are still in line with our sit bones. And our hips are stacked. Long through that top hip. Separate knees and ankles. And we're going to just come straight into our side kick. So we're lengthening through that top leg. Now I don't want you to let momentum start to take over here. So this is a very deliberate movement where you're controlling the lengthening through this thigh. Your hip is stabilizing your knees being separated. We're making sure that we're not just using momentum to swing that leg. So everything is staying really nice and strong. We breath out. We breath in. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Send that leg long. We're coming into our circles. Heel moves back first. Keep those hips stacked like there's 2 bricks right behind your pelvis. There's no movement. We're lifting that waist away from the mat. Neck nice and long. Make sure that heel still comes up in line with the hip, that we're not dropping too close towards the floor. Now we're getting tired now. That's it. 3, 2, 1, and reverse, opposite direction. Pull 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Give that buttocks a little rub. We're coming straight onto all fours, please. You're going to start just in our traditional 4-point kneel position, making sure the knees are directly underneath the sit bones. Now I just want a slight lift away from the mat here, pressing through the fingertips, belly button draws to spine. What I'm going to get you to do is walk those hands forward so they're quite a distance, to be honest, 1.5 hands in front of the other palm, and then bring that other arm forward. We're going to shift the weight over the top of our wrists here, pressing away from the floor, pressing into the fingertips. We're holding this half plank posture. Now what we're going to do is draw on our belly button, shifting towards our spine, and we're going to just take one hand over to the opposite side. So the goal here is to maintain that really nice and steady pelvic position, so we can hold this posture without letting the weight shift too much side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold here. Lengthen through the leg. Bring it back. So we're just shifting the weight onto our back body, still lifting away from the floor, long through the neck. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Coming back in. Elbows position underneath the shoulders here. Knees are underneath the hips. We're going to cock our heel on our right leg. Start to take it towards the roof, keeping the knee bent. And lower. Lift and lower. Exhale, lift heel to roof. Inhale, lower. Now, donkey kick. Very important to watch what's happening with your lower back when you're here. No arching. So only lifting as high as you can control. And that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Lengthen, point, flex, bend. So we're just alternating now from knee extension to knee flexion. We're pointing the toe as we lengthen, we're flexing as we return to that hamstring curl. Nice and controlled. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And lower. Straight into our donkey kick on our other side. So our foot is flexed. Ribs are hugging in on each other. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Make sure that head isn't dropping, because where mine will have a tendency to go. Keep lifting away from the floor. That's it. Keep the forehead relaxed. 3, 2, lift and hold. Point to straighten the knee, flex the foot to bend. Point to straighten long leg, flex to bend. Breath in, breath out, lengthen. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Return that knee, and we're going to make our way onto our backs, please. Roll yourself down. Hands onto your hips, along through the back of your neck. Just reconnect with your pelvic position for a moment, coming into a few tilts forward and backwards, letting that lower back come off the mat, and then plant. Perfect. Find that neutral position. Heels are in line with sit bones. Belly button's drawing to spine here. We're going to take our hands behind the back of our neck, keeping the elbows wide. We're just going to start with some oblique work today. We're going to keep our feet on the ground. You're going to exhale to slide the ribs towards the hips, keeping the elbows wide. As you slide up, you're going to start to rotate towards the opposite hip. Now, that rotation point, it's like you're rotating on an axis. So I don't want to see any rounding and collapsing through. We're keeping the chest really nice and open here. So exhale, simultaneously lift and rotate. Inhale, lower, alternating sides. Keep the neck supported here the whole time, so you're not craning through the neck. And that lift and rotate occurs in one motion. We're getting that shoulder blade up off the floor without letting the position of our pelvis move. So you want to rotate through that opposite side, or for your lower back to start arching and imprinting. No movement there, all coming from our rib cage and our obliques, which we should be starting to feel coming on now. That's it. Breath out to lengthen. Breath in to return. I shouldn't say lengthening there. We're definitely working. That's it. 2 and 1. Lower down. Take a few recovery breaths there. I'm just going to reposition myself on the mat. I can feel myself moving. We're going to lift our left leg into single tabletop. Find your neutral pelvic position. We're going to lift up and rotate towards the left. Now we're keeping that oblique connection. Elbows are staying wide. We're going to lengthen our left leg and return. Lengthen and return. Stay in this upright position. So really drawing on those abdominal muscles. Make sure that we're supporting the head here, using the hands. That's it. Lengthen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come through midline. Don't let that head drop. Foot comes down. Right leg lifts into tabletop. Head is still lifted. Abdominals are on. Rotate left armpit towards the right hip bone. Breath out, lengthen right leg. Breath in, return. That's it. Support the head with the hands. Try not to let those hips move. Doing really well. Keep those abdominals on. That's it. 3. Rotate, rotate. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Come back to center. Lower the leg and relax the head. Hands drop down by the side. Just do a few little cervical rotations for me. Just letting the nose draw a little rainbow along the roof. Oscillating side, relax through the shoulders. We're almost there. We're going to do another little ab challenge, and that will wrap us up. 2 more rotations. And last one. Beautiful. Lift one leg into tabletop. Lock in those abdominals. Lift the other leg to join. Hands come down by the side. Lengthen through the fingertips. Head and neck comes off. Shoulder blades are lifted. We are pulsing here. We sort of introduced this with our C curve when we started. Now we're really going to load it up. Let's use the construction noises. Belly button drawing to spine, long fingertips, shoulders away from the ears. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Maintain that breath cycle. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Lower the hands and head. Lower the hands down. Sorry, the feet down. Just come into a few little pelvic rocks for me. Relax the shoulders and the neck. We're going to peel our hips up, up. Coming onto the shoulder blades, squeezing through the gluteals here. Relax the shoulders, keep an open chest, belly button still drawing towards the spine. We're going to open those knees and close like a little butterfly. So we've pulsed on our abdominals, we're going to pulse on our glutes to finish off. Make sure that you're equally weight bearing through the knuckle of your big toe, your pinky toe and your heel. Just because we're moving the knees outward doesn't mean that your feet need to rock and collapse. Keep that equal weight bearing. Just that small controlled flutter of the knees. We're keeping the hips stable here so there's no rocking side to side. That's it. We should be feeling that. Waking up our glutes that have been working quite hard this morning. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Rolling back down. We made it. A nice little full body burner. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.